Unbelievable. Can we hear me, faithful? Um, yeah, finally here to talk to y'all about this heartbreaking, heartbreaking loss in the Super Bowl. Like I can't even stress the word more than that. I mean, it was definitely a heartbreaker, man. Unbelievable. Overtime in the Super Bowl. Overtime in the Super Bowl, man. Overtime in the Super Bowl, man. Like, how does that? It's tough, man. It just hurts. It hurts, man. It was a tough one. I mean, you could be mad, you could be sad, you could be whatever the case is, but everybody's gonna have their emotions and process it a different way. We've lost three Super Bowls, and it's rough, man. 29 years we've been waiting for a Super Bowl, and I thought we had it. We had it slip out of our hands tonight. An amazing game. I mean, whatever you want to say, it was definitely a historical Super Bowl. It was a historical Super Bowl. Only the second time a Super Bowl went into overtime. Only the second time ever. Yeah, Juwan Jennings becoming the second player ever to catch and throw a touchdown. This man was incredible tonight. Brock Purdy had a legacy drive. Um, the team was fighting through injuries. Dre Greenlaw tore his Achilles. Horrible news, and they fought. Players stepped up. Nick Bosa played his ass off. He played the game of his life, man. This guy was chasing down Mahomes. Chase Young played good. Art Armstead, man. This D line was eating Hargrave. These guys put it on the table, but I think they got tired. They got worn down. Lenore played great. I mean, the 49ers played absolutely fantastic, man. And then the 49ers just gave Mahomes too many chances. They gave him too many opportunities. You can't let a guy like Mahomes stick around. We've said it time after time again. They shut down Kelsey in the first half. Second half, man, it was a whole different story. He was eating them up. First half, he had one catch for 1 yard. The second half, tale of two stories, man. He was just eating them up. You couldn't stop him. Pacheco was getting good runs. Rashi Rice had some nice plays. And again, they let Mahomes have too much time. You can't give a guy like Patrick Mahomes um, opportunities like that. You can't keep giving him plays. And then the 49ers, they were getting blitzed, and Purdy was doing great in terms of being able to scramble and get rid of the ball. Like him and Ayuk had some big plays. Him and Jennings had some big plays. Kyle Juszczyk, George Kittle on the fourth down. Like there were some big moments, but I feel like the 49ers squandered opportunities. They did get the turnover. They got the interception, a Jair Brown interception. Shout out to the Rook. John Lenore, forced the fumble, but they weren't putting touchdowns on the board. And the 49ers offense sputtered punt. They just couldn't get the ball, down the field until it was too late. Shout out to them for getting the ball down the field in the end. The touchdown to Jennings, it was amazing. The overtime drive, they drove it all the way down, but they didn't get the touchdown. It just was the offense sputtered when they needed it most. I feel like they didn't get the ball to Christian McCaffrey enough. The Yak brothers got shut down. Debo played through a hamstring. Kittle, he really wasn't involved a lot. Ayuk had some big plays here and there, but I feel like didn't see his number enough. Juwan Jennings was the best player on that field today. Honestly, Juwan Jennings, if the game would ended with the 49ers win, he's your Super Bowl MVP. And it's crazy because this guy not only caught a touchdown, he threw one. And when I was sitting there thinking about it, I was like, this guy should have been our starting quarterback last year when Brock Purdy went down. Honestly, he should have been the emergency quarterback. He was a quarterback in high school, you know? The third down plays were heartbreakers, and the penalties, man, those penalties were rough for the 49ers, man. That was tough. Tough to see the 49ers. Ah, man, and that muff punt. Oh, the punt. That was disgusting. That was so disgusting when they didn't feel the punt right, and the Chiefs got the ball. But like just moments like that, like those were opportunities that we squandered, and the Chiefs were able to utilize to their advantage. And again, you let Patrick Mahomes have the ball with over a minute left, he's gonna come down the field and score the football. Like that's the thing. Like Patrick Mahomes, man, do not give this guy opportunities. Real Spider-Man says special teams lost this game. I mean, the missed kick at the end, the PAT, that's huge. Although I do got to give Moody a lot of credit because he nailed some phenomenal kicks. Like let's give Moody some credit. 55 yarder. He held the record for like 2 quarters. He had a 55-yard field goal. It was the longest in Super Bowl history. And then, boom, the Chiefs broke it in the same game with the 57-yarder. So, I mean, he played pretty good. I was scared when he was kicking, but he made some big time kicks. And then, of course, the big PAT got missed. If they make that, and the Chiefs didn't score that touchdown, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. I just feel so bad for this team because Brock Purdy, he played a fantastic game, a phenomenal game actually. Like he came out and in that second half, he really paced this team. He got them downfield. When they needed it most. I mean, he didn't have the pretty game, stat wise, but Mahomes didn't either. It was defenses playing their asses off. But towards the end of that game, Mahomes and Purdy were able to move the ball down the field. So he went toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes, man. And honestly, I'm proud of Brock, proud of how hard he fought this year. He took this team down to the wire with Patrick Mahomes. He's our franchise quarterback, and I feel so hard. I feel so tough for Brock, and I feel so sad for Trent Williams, man. Battled his whole career. He finally got to the Super Bowl, and they couldn't pull it out. And then Christian McCaffrey, man, this guy was the offensive player of the year, and he just didn't use him like the way they should have used him. I feel like they got away from the CMC plan. When they really got him the ball and towards the that second half, he was cooking, man. I wanted to see more Christian McCaffrey. And Debo unfortunately played through the hamstring injury. He was trying his hardest to get this team, where it needed to be. But now we got to worry about the offseason and the draft. And I don't even want to think about any of that right now. I'm still trying to process this loss. Like being live in the stadium watching that game was just fantastically horrible. It was just devastating, and Kyle Shanahan 0-3 now. Is it against Andy Reid? Is he 0-3 or 0-4 now? He just can't get past Andy Reid, man. And Kyle Shanahan, he definitely deserves some criticism. I'm not gonna say he doesn't. And a lot of people are saying fire Kyle. It's silly, man. He's put this team in a fantastic position. It's a great team, but is he ever gonna get over the hump? I don't know. I can't tell you he will. I thought he was gonna do it tonight, but Andy Reid just clutched him up, man. And Andy Reid sound coached him in the end. And Kyle, he gets away from his game plan, and there were just times where I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" You know. But I don't think they should fire him. I saw a lot of people say fire him. Yeah, Enrique, the third quarter offensive play calling was just bad. It was so bad. I mean, they punted almost in every drive. They couldn't move the ball. The offense was anemic, really. But again, credit to the Chiefs, man. Their defense was balling on us. Jones was in the backfield almost every time. And their cornerbacks, man. Their cornerbacks every time I sat there and I looked to my boy on my right, you know, I was like, how many times is the cornerback's gonna be sticky in coverage? And like BA couldn't get separation. Debo Samuel couldn't separate. Like they were on their ass. The cornerbacks for the Chiefs, they proved why they were, Pro Bowl, all pro cornerbacks. 49ers receivers didn't, other than Juwan Jennings, man. Those cornerbacks were just all over us. And again, pressure up the middle. Chris Jones was eaten alive. Jake Brendel. 49ers have to address that offensive line in the offseason. But it's going to be a wild, long offseason, man. And I can't believe it, man. I just can't believe we didn't win the Super Bowl, man. Like, I was sitting there, I was there. I thought we had it. We had it in the palm of our hands to get a heartbreaker. Like this was the worst heartbreaker. Okay, Ravens one was tough because we came all the way back. We stormed all the way back. We had a couple minutes. All we had to do was run the ball with Frank Gore or even Cap. Okay, whatever. We tried to come back. We failed. The last game, we had the game 10-point lead, and we sold it. This game, we literally had the game. We just gave it to them. We were outrunning them. We were outplaying them. The 49ers were the better team for majority of that game. They got tired, and they let Patrick Mahomes hang around, man. He burns teams every single year. This was the worst. This one hurt me the most, man. Like after that game, I just looked around and I was like, fuck, man, like to see the confetti, to see the Chiefs stuff flying down, and just seeing all that live in person just was like, I had to get out of there, man. I had to get out of there. And then the Eagles and the Rams on, the Cowboys talking track. They didn't even get Super Bowl, but it is what it is. Fletcher Cox, did you see Fletcher Cox on Instagram, bro? Like this guy. Niners clapped his team, and he has the nerve to talk trash. Oh man, Aiden says, I don't know how you held it together. I don't know, man. I just trying to stay strong because I got to. I knew I had to come live and talk to y'all, but it's like a therapy session for us all. But I love you guys, and I hope that you guys are doing okay. And one of these days, I hope we see a Super Bowl. I thought this was it, man. I really did. But those guys, they fought hard, man. Kyle Juszczyk played his ass off. These guys, George Kittle, Debo Samuel, and who knows how long these guys are going to be hanging around. This was the team I felt that could have got it. Like, you don't understand how hard it is. Maybe you guys do. It's so hard to get to this point. And the fact that the 49ers have been here year after year after year, heartbreaker, Super Bowl, NFC Championship. It's like, man, when are they going to get it? Are we cursed? Is Kyle cursed? And it sucks because, yeah, Kyle Shanahan did not call a great game overall. Like, there was a lot of questions that you can, um, give him in terms of, his play calling and everything tonight. But man, media is going to rip them apart, and people are going to say they should get another coach. But it's like we get so damn close. He just can't finish the job. I feel bad for Kyle, man, but he definitely sold out on some plays, and it was disgusting to see. Like, again, getting away from the run, they got a little pass happy, and then when you had to pass, they knew what you were going to pass, and then their cornerbacks were able to press up and take out your Ayuk and Debo, and again, Kittle wasn't a factor, so I just feel like he should have gave the ball to Christian McCaffrey more. I know he had a lot of carries and a lot of touches, but he needed even more. He needed even more. I think that's, again, run the ball. Whenever time they were running, they were gaining yards, like 4 or 5 yards. There was a time, I think, for a majority of the game, they were averaging like 9.4 yards per touch, per carry or whatnot. So 49ers were moving the ball very relatively well. It's just they got to points where they stalled, and Chiefs defense made the plays. So they sputtered, man. This offense definitely should have scored more points. The offense should have scored at least 35 points. They should have scored at least 35 points. I was surprised that they didn't. Those defenses were playing their asses off, though. Oh man. Broke some stuff. Yeah, I know. I would have if I had the chance, but I was, trying to get back here, and it was stressful. A lot of people. There's a lot of nasty fans after the game. I mean, there were some cool fans. But I'll tell you what, Chiefs fans after the game, there was some guy, like a bunch of drunk people, yelling and screaming and saying some dumb stuff and taunting the fans. That's not cool, man. If you're gonna go to a game, be classy. Be classy. I'm always classy to teams if they lose. Like this whole last two playoffs before this, I saw Detroit fans and Green Bay fans, and I was trying to be nice to them because I understand how it feels, and now I'm in their shoes, and it sucks. But a lot of nasty fans there, and a lot of trolls. But it is what it is. That's the sports world. Or people are gonna sit there and rub it in and post memes and this and that because we post memes too. If we would have won, we would have done the same thing. But in terms of just interacting with other fans, I feel like you should hold yourself to a higher standard. But that's just me. Yeah, Kelsey yelling at Coach Reed. I mean, man, the Chiefs are annoying. All the Travis Kelsey stuff, the Taylor Swift stuff. Oh man, I cannot believe it, guys. Like, oh man, I just can't believe we lost this game. We had it. We had this game. We had this game. Abel says the Greenlaw injury hurt. The injury to Drake Greenlaw was like so bad. It was probably like that was a huge reason why the 49ers, I feel like, lost in the second half. They didn't have that spark, that energy. Drake Greenlaw was giving them energy. And then, no disrespect to Demetrius Flanagan Fowles and Oren Burks. Those guys are fantastic. They're great players in their own right, but they're not Dre Greenlaw. They're not Fred Warner, and that just was devastating to see Dre Greenlaw in this type of game. He was so good, and they started to open it up to Kelsey more without Dre Greenlaw because his injury put more strain on Fred Warner, and Fred Warner already had a lot of strain on this game. As the Chiefs are good, so that's kind of opened it up for Kelsey and the running game. And that loss was tough. And the fact of the matter is, he tore his Achilles. That's not just a couple months injury. That's an injury that's going to linger into next year. And who knows when he's going to be ready. Luckily, the 49ers have a lot of linebackers and they draft really good at linebackers, but it's tough because this was a contract year coming up for Dre Greenlaw, and now he's going to have to go through an Achilles, and that's such a hard injury to come back for, especially for a linebacker. I felt just devastated for the guy, man. Devastated, man. Defense was balling in that first half, man. They really were. Man, a lot of haters out there, but it is what it is. They want to come out here and talk their trash. But guess what? The haters, they help me in the algorithm. So the more views is better for me. I don't know. What do you guys think? How are you guys feeling? I haven't asked you guys. What move should the 49ers do this offseason? Honestly, haven't even thought about it. Um, you know, definitely got to bring back Brandon Ayuk, but that's not even a guarantee right now. That's definitely something they got to do. I don't know if you should get rid of Steve Wilkes, but maybe you explore some other opportunities. Maybe the Chiefs, Sperangelo. That's a guy that could be on the market after winning a Super Bowl with the Chiefs again. Maybe the 49ers can get him. I don't know. Definitely some options they can do. We'll see. The draft is going to be interesting. We have a first-round pick, for the first time in a long time. So it's going to be interesting. Juwan Jennings, bring him back for sure. And, you got some answers to do, some questions to answer along the offensive line. To me, the biggest priority is that O-line. Trent's not getting younger. He said he's coming back, but again, he's not getting any younger, and you need some help out there for him. So, oh, man. Yeah, losing to the same team we lost to in another Super Bowl definitely makes it even worse. Even worse. Appreciate you, Julius. I got you guys too. It's tough. I know it's tough, and we're gonna have people talking their trash and all that stuff. But it is what it is. You lose these games. Hopefully, they can rebound from this and move forward and put the pieces back together. And it's a championship quality team. It's a championship organization. It's a fantastic team, man, and it's a fantastic set of players. And I know they fought hard and. We just wish they would have been on the other side. I wish we were partying tonight. I was supposed to be at the party tonight, the after party. I'm not a party if I'm, I had to get home. I was like, you know what? There's going to be no party tonight. So, other than Moody block kick, he played good. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I honestly think that Jake Moody, I saw someone's name, Nick. I think Jake Moody played good, man, but the block kick was definitely a horrible moment. But we talked about it earlier. Special teams, man. Special teams was just atrocious tonight in terms of the big plays that really cost us. Again, the punt, that play was tough. The blocked field goal, those were big plays that really cost us the game. Lack of the lack of getting the ball to your playmakers in plays that are effective. Instead of giving Christian McCaffrey a weird, stretch pass play, they should have just let him run behind Trent Williams and Debo. They should have got him the more like jet sweeps and reverse plays. Again, Chiefs secondary is fantastic, and putting out Debo in the slot and running these weird routes when he has a hamstring issue, to me, wasn't the move. I think when he was effective, it was in the running game, and Kyle stretched it and gave him those jet sweeps and things like that. Kyle opened up his bag. That's when they were scoring. Juwan Jennings, the touchdown pass, and things of that nature. But we can sit here and make all the excuses we want, but at the end of the day, Niners lost the Super Bowl, and they gave Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs too many opportunities. Bottom line, that's what it comes down to. 49ers had takeaways. They played their ass off. The defense played their tail off for most of that game. They got tired at the end. Nick Bosa had one of the best games he had, and unfortunately, he just came up short. And Nick Bosa today, man, I like what he said today at the press conference. At the end, this is what he said. He says, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to hit in waves, but that's life, man. Like,
okay, next year, everything's going to be. Yeah, and I was speechless. I couldn't really look anybody in the eye, especially all my teammates. I could have done more. Everybody could have done more, and there's really not much to say at this point. It's going to hurt. It's going to hit in waves, and That's life.
Man. I say it 100%. It's going to hit in waves. It's going to hurt. It really hurts. I mean, you couldn't really say it better than that. He pretty much summed it up. You know, it's tough. And then this right here hit me too. Let's listen to Trent, Christian McCaffrey on what he said about to Trent Williams, man. So.
I feel terrible for a guy like Trent. Just kind of sucks after looking him in the eye. I feel terrible.
He said, I feel terrible. It just kind of sucks having to look him in the eye knowing we didn't get done. And that's for Trent Williams. And then you had Trent Warner, man. He was just so emotional for Dre Greenlaw.
I'm crying because I'm so hurt for him and obviously wanted to win this for him. And sickening. I'm sick to my stomach.
And then this was Kyle.
I mean, we all hurt. I mean, everyone knows how it feels, and don't have a lot of words for it. But obviously, we're hurting. Our team's hurting, but that's how it goes when you put yourself out there. I'm real proud of our guys for no regrets with our team. I thought our guys played so hard today. Not everything was perfect by no means, but I'm going to lose with a group of guys. Let's do with those guys anytime, and it'll take some time. We'll get over this and come back next year ready to go.
It's tough, man. And then this is Brock.
Who's going to get another shot at it? What are your thoughts? I mean, they brought zero and just trying to get the ball to JJ. That's what was hurting me, just knowing that, we're going to execute the field goal, trusting Jake and all the guys on special teams, but obviously their offense is really good. Mahomes is really good, and just don't want to give an opportunity, to go down and win the game off a touchdown. So when I wasn't able to connect with him, it hurt. So, yeah. And it was just tough. I feel like first and second down was tough. I feel like it was like third and long. I have to be better on first and second down, take what they given me, and I feel like they were just sticky across the board when they played man coverage and stuff. So that was another challenge. And then, so I just feel like on third down, we have to execute better. For our defense to give us that many stops like they did, and then for us to go 3 and out and not do anything with those opportunities, that's what hurts me. So, Brock, you went forward on fourth. A lot of guys are quiet, and a lot of guys are still quiet right now. Not a lot has been said. It just hurts, we have the team obviously to do it, to win the whole thing, and come up short like that. The way things have been the last couple of years here, everyone wanted it so bad. So I think we're still trying to sort of gather, our thoughts and everything right now. But everyone in that locker room loves each other, I'll tell you that.
Gotta feel bad for Brock, man. He didn't do anything wrong. He played his ass off. Like he said, they were sticky in coverage. And, shout out to Brock, man. He played his ass off. This team played hard this whole season. It's, didn't end the way we wanted to, man. But, you just can't give Mahomes that chance, This would he's extremely depressed Niners fan. He was a depressed Niners fan. Now he's extremely depressed. Oh, wow. He says, I hate to admit it, but that just goes to show you that as long as you're playing against Mahomes, you'll never win a ring. So many good teams could have won by now, but they just had to play against him. You don't give that man opportunities, and they did. And Brock knows they had so many opportunities, but, it's not on Brock. I don't put this all loss on Brock. Brock played good, man. Second-year quarterback, takes his team to the Super Bowl. I'm happy for the guy. I think he's our future. And, it's just one of those things where pieces didn't fall together, unfortunately, man. I just really can't believe it. They had it. They had it in the palm of their hands, man. But he said it. We have to score touchdowns. He says, I failed to put the team in position to do it. Credit to Brock, man. He takes a lot of credit, but when they lose, he takes all the blame, and that's a true leader. That's a true captain, man. And he said it. He goes, "I got to do better in helping this team score." The offense definitely sputtered, and it always goes on the shoulder of the quarterback. And I'm happy that he's the quarterback of this team. They found their guy. I just wish it would have been different. We all do. We all do. Brock played as good as he could. Again, both defenses were playing game. Like honestly, both of these defenses played fantastic, man. We just gave Purdy, or we gave Mahomes way too many opportunities. And again, big plays. The special teams, the muff punt. That was huge. The block. And just didn't capitalize on the turnovers. Like they had the interception, they had the fumble, they intercepted a rookie intercepted Patrick Mahomes. We didn't capitalize. We didn't put touchdowns on the board. They should have scored more touchdowns. They should have been scoring in the 30s. They should have scored in the 30s. Absolutely, man. So he does deserve a bag, but it's unfortunate that with his rookie contract, they're gonna milk that until they don't have. They're gonna milk it until they don't have to pay him. They don't have to pay him right now, and that's what they're gonna do because they got to get other guys. It's unfortunate. I wish Brock was getting paid more money, but he'll get his money. So, Niners are Super Bowl favorites next year. I don't even want to think about that right now. I don't even honestly don't even want to think about that right now. Who knows? Who knows? When are we gonna win Super Bowl? It was 29 years. I thought we had it today. Yeah, Kyle stopped running. His number one running back again after running him into the ground all year. I have to agree. He went away from that running game, and that really hurt him. I mean, CMC got you this far. CMC put blood, sweat, and tears on the table for you, Kyle. He put everything he needed to. He put everything he needed out there, and they just, you know, um, didn't ride him as hard as I thought he should. I mean, they also, you got to give credit again to the Chiefs, man. Their defense stepped up. But again, the 49ers, man, in terms of field position, they had the field. I mean, they were killing field position. The Chiefs were in the 10-yard line for half of the. They were backed up against the wall so much. They were backed up against the wall so much, man. Drip says he felt that Kyle wanted to prove he didn't need CMC to win. Well, he proved himself wrong. If that's the case, if he was really trying to prove he didn't need Christian McCaffrey, man, that's silly to me because this guy carried you all season. Um, it's just Andy Reid outcoached him, man. Andy Reid every single time. I can't stand that guy. They made good adjustments in the second half, let's take a look at. Let's do a couple more videos, and then I'm gonna hop off here, man. It's tough. It's tough to like process all this and talk to you guys, and it was a rough Super Bowl, man. Let's see. Here's what Juice said. This is what Kyle used to.
It's hard. It's really hard, and I feel for him. I've said since 2 years ago that nobody's harder on Christian than himself, and I hate to see that because he's absolutely the reason we're here, and he did a lot of really great things in that game, and he's the best football player I've ever seen. So, I hate to see him hurt, and I'll be there for him. It's hard. It's really hard. Went through it. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because the first time going through it, I don't know. I don't know if it's harder or not. I think what's harder for me is that I feel like I'm such a better football player than I was 4 years ago. And I feel like I have such a better understanding of the game. And in that sense, it hurts a little bit more on that end because I just have such high expectations for myself and for our team. That's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Oh man, yeah, he did say that this team has higher expectations, so it does hit harder. I agree with that, and you could tell he was just felt bad for CMC. I think we all do. He said it right. Like he should have, you know, um, done more in this game, and that guy's amazing, man. Kyle Juszczyk is hell of a leader. Definitely a tough pill to swallow, guys. Let's hear what Christian McCaffrey had to say.
Bad things happen. You're obviously motivated to excel regardless of the game. You think this lacks extra motivation? I'm always motivated. Right now it just stings, but it's life, man. Life's tough. And, bad things happen, and it's all about how you respond, but right now it sucks.
No, that's 100%. Life sucks. Like losing like this sucks. We're all upset, but life goes on, and you know that is life. It's tough. You're gonna be dealt with obstacles, and I know a lot of people says take a break, this and that. The show must go on, man. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but when you run a page like this, you got to keep rolling. You don't. That's the hard part, man. Is I just can't go and curl up in a ball and not talk to y'all, but just got to keep the rolling. We got to keep, talking, and I'm here for you guys. Hopefully, help you get through all this stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of people saying this and that and the other, but they're honestly jealous that they didn't make it. It is what it is. There's always gonna be one team that wins the Super Bowl and one team that loses. And this was a historical. Like let's talk about that. This was a historical Super Bowl. There's only two Super Bowls that went down to the wire in overtime, and the 49ers were in one of them. Sadly, we were on the wrong side of history. But you know what? I got an Usher $100 bill to show for it, guys. That's what I got out of this Super Bowl. So didn't this team didn't win a Super Bowl, but I got a $100 bill Usher style. It's worth nothing. So that's what we got out of this. You gotta live, you gotta laugh, you gotta have some fun. Oh, there you go. We're gonna take some L's. I took another L right there. You're gonna take some L's in life, but you gotta pick yourself off and keep rolling, man. We're still Niner fans. We still love this team. It is what it is, man. We're gonna move on, and we're gonna pick ourselves up and wear our Niner clothes and our gear, and we're gonna be here pissed off. A lot of us are gonna be screaming and yelling at Kyle and this and that and whoever we want to. I know there's gonna be a lot of people, and it is what it. Dude, real quick, this is the weirdest thing. So we're walking back, me and my crew. We're walking back to the Aria because that's where we had to go. That's where we met up and stuff before the game. So we're walking back from the buses. The friends and family buses take us to the stadium. So we had to go back to the Aria, and I had to go get my Uber. Dom, I had to use the restroom. I had to take, oh, like, I had to go. I'm sitting there at the stall. Some guy, some belligerent Niner fan, like, he sees me wearing Niner gear. Bro, he's like screaming at, I was like, sir, can I like finish my business? He's like sitting there. I was like, dude. So yeah, Niner fans are on another level. This man wouldn't even let me do my business. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Bro was drunk out of his rocker, but you're gonna see a lot of crazy people out there talking this and talking that. But at the end of the day, man, we love this team. Wish it would have been a different result, but maybe next year. Um, maybe next year. Niners just didn't get it done. Right? Didn't get it done. Didn't capitalize on the turnovers. They failed to score touchdowns when they needed to. Plain point, simple as that. They should have scored more touchdowns. You can't try to win the game on field goals against Patrick Mahomes, man. And that's it. You do not give the best quarterback in the NFL opportunity after opportunity, man. It's crazy. Unbelievable. It sucks, man. It sucks that we did that. You know? Yeah, those refs, some of those calls were ridiculous. I wasn't happy with all the calls, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and make any excuses. Were there some questionable calls? Yeah, but there was a lot of questionable calls on both sides of the ball. Yes, that's the NFL. That's football. It sucks, but Niners still had a chance to win this game despite the non-holding calls. And should have been some more calls. Yeah, there should have been. But at the end of the day, man, Niners still had opportunities to win the game despite it. So I'm not even gonna hate on that, man. Refs are refs. You know what you're getting into with Bill Vinovich. You know he's gonna be a shady dude. But Niners still had a chance to win this game. They put it in overtime, and they failed to score a touchdown in overtime. Bottom line, that's it. So, any case, that's it for tonight. I appreciate you guys. We'll definitely come back live. We'll talk more. We got a lot to talk about. I just want to get on here. I know it's late, man. I kept y'all waiting. I appreciate you guys for coming on when you did. It's been a busy night. It's been a busy day. I wish I would have came in earlier, but after the game, we were just trying to get out of that stadium. Man, I didn't want to see the Chiefs celebrating. It was definitely a heartbreaker. And you guys stay strong. We got a phenomenal team. They're gonna fight back and be back in the thick of things next year. And raise our blood pressure. Honestly, man, I think I gained like 50 to 60 years in age over this game, and like it was a stressful game. And not only that, the last two playoff games, like three straight playoff games that were down to the wire, man. I just want to say thank you guys for everything, all the support. It's been a fantastic season. It didn't end the way we wanted to, but I truly love all the support. I thank you guys. Appreciate you, every single one of you. You guys, are on here, whether you're trolling or not, or yelling or screaming or whatever. I do appreciate all the support, and it's a lot of work doing all this. So thank you guys, and hopefully next year it doesn't end in heartbreak, man. One of these days. Thank you for all the other fans that are cool that come in here. Thank you for all the haters. It is what it is, man. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat today. You guys are always lively. Appreciate y'all, man. I can't tell you enough how much I thank you guys. But yeah, I couldn't have been to the Super Bowl without your guys' support. So definitely want to say thank you guys. As tough as that game was, to see live, it was a great experience being out here for Super Bowl week. Fantastic. A lot of things going on. Um, Definitely wish I was at the after party tonight, celebrating the dub, but it was a great week. Super Bowl in Vegas was a wild one. I definitely will go to another Super Bowl week. I don't know if I'll go to another Super Bowl because I can't. Oh, it was stressful watching the game at the Super Bowl. I tell you what, my nerves were like on another level. I felt like my heart was coming out of my mouth so many times. So appreciate you, Braxton. He says, as a Hawks fan, congrats on a great season. Good luck. Shout out to my boy, man. See, that's a good fan right there. Fan of another team, and he's not afraid to give us some respect. So thank you for that. But now we got to dust off and move on. Off season, ladies and gentlemen, is upon us. The content will still be rolling. So you know that. If you've been following me for years, we ain't stopping. We still got stuff to post. Free agency season's coming up, and just stay tuned. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for the support. It's been a fantastic season. Now we got to go on Instagram and talk to y'all, but give me a 10-minute break. I love you guys. You have a blessed, blessed, blessed night. I wish we would have been talking about a Super Bowl tonight. I really do. I really do. Some of you guys never seen one. Last time I saw one, I was 10 years old. We need one. One of these days. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Have a good night.